shorter slightly, but you're throwing back into that breeze. All these little factors you have to take into account.
England seem quite happy just knocking it around at the moment. It's way too early to move through the gears. Catch it! Ben Duckett looks to get it over the top.
England bat deep though, don't they?
Yeah, that's the thing. When maybe Duckett is someone who could go, do you know what? Really going to try and put this attack under pressure now. Bit of an uncontrolled shot down the ground for one. Finishes the over, 137 for one. I feel like that's the sort of place you want Ben Duckett hitting the ball.
I think you're right with the mindset though. Great start. Still plenty of overs remaining, 31 in the innings, but look who's to come. Brook, Butler, who's been in sensational form in IPL. Bethel's had some cricket under his belt with RCB, as Will Jacks in IPL. Then Overton. So there is power down there in the middle, lower order for England.
The depth in the batting unit gives such freedom to the top order as well, knowing that it's all on your shoulders. Yeah, and out. Great catch, a backward point. Chance. Ball angled across Ben Duckett, leading edge. And the West Indies celebrate.
That's a fantastic catch, and it would have come very, very quickly because Ben Duckett went at that hard. He just skewed it off the face, the blade coming across the line of the ball. Duckett looking to push the accelerator a little bit with that strength and depth that we were talking about, and that's a terrific athletic catch. West Indies needed a piece of brilliance just to keep the pressure on England, and that has been provided by Roston Chase. That is a stunning effort. Good knock for Duck though, can't go big. 60 off 48 and 2 down for 137.
The new batsman for England, here comes the captain, number 88, Harry Brook.
Harry Brook arrives at the crease for the first time as a full-time England white ball captain, batting at number 4. And England are in a strong position, 137 for 2, but a brilliant catch has just removed Ben Duckett. 26 innings. Harry Brook today, averaging 34. Average 78 against Australia when he last captained, so maybe the captaincy will bring the best out of him. He has made the breakthrough. And Brook off the mark. First ball down to fine leg.
Well, that's a gift, isn't it, to the new batsman? Gracious me. But watch this from Roston Chase. Full speed. Saw Harry Brook take a screamer at Trent Bridge against Zimbabwe. That was exceptional as well.
You know what makes that so difficult is that Ben Duckett was looking leg side, so all the visuals would have been leg side. Great. Off the leading edge. Maybe that's why he didn't have time to get two hands to it, because it just lost sight of it for a bit of time, but not taking anything away from the catch. Ben Duckett is looking through mid-wicket. It's a great angle, stunning angle. Yeah.
That's a shot that Joe Root makes look so easy. Done it a couple of times. West Indies countered that earlier on in this innings where they had a man on that line. It was neither a slip nor a gully, as Mike Atherton was describing at the time. Just that ability to get off strike makes it look so simple.
Aerial for a bit of time. I wonder with Brook coming in as a new batter whether the West Indies could attack a little bit more. Always at your most vulnerable, the first 10-15 balls. Whether you get a slip in there.
Where do you get him from?
Maybe bring cover up. Maybe bring cover up and say, go on then, Harry Brook, push hard through the offside. You've got a vacant cover boundary and you might get the edge. Get an edge with that ball particularly. It's the end of the over. England 140 for 2.
I just wonder if Shoaib hasn't brought a catcher in for Harry Brook. He's only faced those 3 deliveries because he's not really trusting his seamers to bowl that consistent line and length. It seems odd that you make that breakthrough, that's your opportunity to put pressure on the new batsman, that he hasn't gone a bit more attacking. And the opening 2 were very expensive.
You have Joseph bowled 4 overs. He is a natural wicket taker. You could utilise someone like him right now into the attack, or you save him for Butler when he arrives and try and catch his outside edge. I think the best captains aren't too structured with their mindset. They don't have in their mind, okay, this bowler's going to bowl here, that bowler's going to bowl there. They go with the feel and the flow of the game, and you just feel England are travelling nicely at nearly 7 runs and over. Harry Brook's going to be under a little bit of pressure as England captain, his first real run out of that. Could you attack? Because he'll want to stamp his authority on the team.
Not being too structured as a captain with the bowlers. What about in the batting line? I don't think they'll do this at all, but you've got Butler down right-handed next and then Bethel left-handed. Whether you flip those two, get a right-left-hand combination.
I think there's certainly value in that at times. I'm a big believer you just get your best players facing the most amount of balls. Jos Butler definitely is that in fine form as well. So you want him in as not as early as possible, because that means you're losing another wicket. But you want him facing as many as he possibly can.
Oh yes,
Well, I agree. I'm not saying they're going to do that, or I would do that, but it could be a consideration on occasions. They both look ready to go.
Five off the over. England 145 for 2.
Blue for all day 2025 at Edgbaston. We're going to bring the great man Bobbulus, raising money for the Bobbulus Fund. Here is what has been raised so far. What a terrific start. £38,296. Thank you so much if you've already donated. Please keep those donations coming. You know the text details 70843. Text 203440. Prostate cancer, there's common cancer in there. Help us to save a life like Bob's.
Thank you very much. 38,000 plus raised for the Bob Willis Fund. We're only just getting started, as is Harry Brook. He's official England captain in white ball cricket. Duckett and Smith got his reign off to an excellent start. Blustery conditions out there have made it difficult for the seamers to lock into a probing and challenging line and length. Pitch looks good. You feel at the moment, Owen Morgan, that West Indies are just sitting back and waiting on a mistake, as opposed to try to force the issue.
Yeah, so you get that indication. Butch, tough day so far, rigging the changes, shy hope. Just that consistency, particularly early on. That ball was new, it did swing and with a seam movement on offer.
Yeah.
The lack of consistency is what has cost them, and it allowed England to get off to an absolute flyer. Jamie Smith, Ben Duckett, racing. That now has laid a platform, and when you're faced with that challenge as an opposition captain, you need to have some sort of an option to go to try and take wickets. That is the current run rate, 340 that, I would imagine. 53, 60, even more if they get going. That deep still. Butler, Bethel and Jacks to go.
Justin Greaves pushing up into a pretty strong breeze. It was almost directly across the ground from west to east. It's now almost directly into the face of the bowlers running in from the Birmingham end. Those eagle-eyed among you might have noticed that some of the West Indies players have blue numbers and names on their backs and others yellow. Keep you on tenterhooks as to know why that is. 22 overs gone, 1 for 8 for 2. Gudakesh Moti from the pavilion end. Fortunes have dipped a little bit in the ODIs of late. Wait. 33 wickets. Over, so he's an important cog in the West Indies bowling attack. So any ideas? Owen Morgan, as to why they got different coloured numbers on their backs?
Well, waiting in anticipation, Butch. I can't wait for you to tell me.
The story has it that the shirts were all supposed to have blue numbers for blue for Bob. So presumably they'll go back to yellow on Sunday. So the jumpers were meant to be in yellow as the 150 comes up for England. But the shirts only had the blue numbers done. But Moti isn't wearing a jumper and his number's yellow.
ball, boy.
So unless some of the shirts got stuck in with the dark wash and the dye came off, doesn't seem to be any rhyme nor reason.
Or some with a blue sock. Yeah, just a stray sock. Can happen.
And it would be only one sock as well, wouldn't it? Put two in, you never get two back out. 1-5-2 for 2. Magnificent blue apparel in the crowd today. Looks like one of those lucky gonks that you might have. You're about to take your seats. It's about that time, isn't it now? Takes 20, 30 or 40. Make your donation if you can and if you're so inclined. Very, very important day in terms of fundraising against prostate cancer. Well, Joe Root, as he does, seemingly scoring at will, 45 from 54, hasn't broken sweat. And Duckett, once again, just looked in imperious form before he was sawn off by a brilliant catch at backward point by Roston Chase off the bowling of Graves. To West Indies' credit, although it doesn't look from the outset as though they're really over-attacking, but they could have one more player outside the circle. They've got 5 men in, trying to build a little bit of pressure. Certainly seem to have dried up the boundaries of late.
Yeah, that's one of the more impressive things about Joe Root. It's his ability to rotate strike. So when he's not picking up those boundaries that you're talking about, Mark Butcher, the scoreboard is continuing to tick over. It becomes even more important when there's a new batter at the crease. Both gets balls on strike under his belt, but also is creating a method which is pretty much risk-free. And he's done it throughout his whole career. It's been a real strength. Does it in test match cricket as well, regardless. Seam bowlers, spin bowlers, with say sweeps and ability to find the boundaries. Is his manipulation of the ball into gaps. Keep that glue and the partnership.
That was Joe Root-esque from Harry Brook. Would you say, in the sort of recent misfortune in 50 over cricket, that's been an issue for them? It's kind of been all or nothing, either going 8s, 9s and 10s or nothing, not enough rotation of strike.
Yeah, it has been one of the criticisms that Joss Butler's team came under. Just choosing the wrong moment to take on that extra risk. They're going ... then big shot. Whereas this has more of a rhythm feel to it when you see Root and Brook.
Certainly seems to have been, or seems to be, the key in terms of tournament play as well, not to match the bilaterals. Perhaps we'll talk about that a bit more in a moment. 157 for 2. Not 1 over to go before the halfway point in the innings.
Yeah.
En route, as you'd expect, finds a way to get off strike. I mentioned tournament play before the end of that last over. Would you say that there's perhaps every wicket to fall in all 50 over cricket is important, but it kind of goes up in terms of its importance in tournament play? So being able to score and rotate at a much more risk-free tempo becomes more important.
Absolutely, it certainly does. That's without even playing well. That's without even having a seat at the table at the big moments in the game. You think of the level of skill that you have to produce in order to put a big score on the board or chase it down or take wicket game. They're almost chasing it. And in tournaments and world events, that pressure is amplified. That position of strength allows you to jump ahead in the game and almost get into a winning position more often than not.
70 matches. The league phase is done. We are into the playoffs now. Tata IPL.
And easy as you like. Joe Root goes to his 42nd half-century in one-day international cricket, along with 1700s. He's done it with a minimum.
It's the middle of the bat, more often than not.
Boy, get on, Kingy.
162 for 2.
25 scores on record in this England innings, 160.
We talked about his ability to rotate the strike down the other end, keep the scoreboard moving. That was a free hit early on from Ruston Chase. Reverse sweep a couple of times. Just the 4-4s.
Achieved that. I think they've only scored 500s in the last 18 months in this format. Gone a long way across, but I think it's just sneaking down. Oh, we have buzzers, and we have plenty of buzzers.
Well, that's emblematic of the day that I was talking about, really. Some good stuff from West Indies, but some sloppy bits of cricket as well, and this is another. Be interested to look at that from Butler, because he did get a long way over. Maybe it was a bit high, but the throw came in, and the overthrows came. Sloppy as you like from West Indies.
Not too late, lad.
Wondering if they should have reviewed it, actually. Would that have made it a dead ball?
You're looking at me quizzically. I have no idea.
And then you don't lose the 5. You may lose the review.
Tell you what, he got a long way across, though. We'll take a look at that replay, no doubt, in a minute.
Always the debate in a World Cup final. Something like this, just review it. All becomes dead, and then don't worry about the leg buys and the 4 overthrows. He's had 2 or 3 like that throughout, where they bowl straight, spin a fraction too straight.
Yeah, baby.
231 for 4. Chance here for the West Indies. 2 relatively new batters at the crease. Butler 10 balls. Bethel just 2. I enjoying some dots, build some pressure.
Well, it's a good time for Alzari Joseph to come back into the attack. He's already taken 1 wicket today. He's only bowled 4 overs, so he can have a good 3 or 4 over spell here. It's probably in West Indies' fastest bowler, maybe their most aggressive wicket-taking option. And a good time then to come and try and get a couple of wickets, put England on the back foot.
I wonder if they'll try the odd short ball, because Bethel does pull. He is hitting into a very strong breeze leg side. It's actually one of the reasons Brook, he tried to whack it in that direction and got out. Too straight again. A little bit of bat involved on that occasion.
That's the middle there, yeah. That 2 feels very leg side. Sorry? The 2. Leg side. Yeah, it's got a mark on it. Yeah. I know.
Just sends Butler back there. An apology from Butler.
Yes, the youngster was well in his rights here.
to put the senior pro in his place. It was never a run. That was a sane run. That's two little digs at me, Atherton. Inside edge, and it flies past Shea Hope. 240 for 4. Just gets a bit more zip, a bit more bounce off the surface, does Alzari Joseph, and a good fortune for Butler there.
Returning for West Indies, Austin Chase.
15 seconds. 15 seconds.
Austin Chase into the attack from the Birmingham end.
Wait. Go.
Jordan.
Oh yes, easy.
Just a bit of drift there on that breeze. Butler was just thinking about turning to leg, just drifted out. Just a single to end the over, 242 for 4.
That's your middle.
Projected score for England, they'll certainly be looking over 350. With Butler and better crease with that jacks to come, might go above that. Just over 15 overs to go. And Morgan, when you were captain of the side and playing in these sort of situations, would you have a target in mind, or would you just say to the players, treat each ball as it comes?
Yeah, I think to respect how much time it takes you to get in initially, particularly with the likes of Jacob Bethel and Joss Butler, who have newly come to the crease.
Caught in the air. Land safely, pick up 2.
Found that when I was captain or even next into bat, after you'd had a good start, say the likes of Jamie Smith and Ben Duckett, carting the ball everywhere, run rate up and around 10 runs per over, you can often get ahead of yourself. Think, is the target too big? What's in and around? Best players to always ask are the ones in the middle. What is the surface like? What is the ball doing? And even still, you need to go back to basics, think about how you're trying to establish a partnership. Because for the majority of a 50-over game, the power is in essence in the partnership. Butler and Bethel continue to get themselves in, like Brook and Root did, almost risk-free up until about 50. Their partnership, you can build quite quickly. And equally, if you don't respect that initial phase of your innings, in getting a partnership, rotating strike, trying to cash in on the bad ball, then applying pressure on the opposition.
Good sharp bouncer.
You can tend to lose wickets in clusters. That's where you don't want to be. Sometimes play against some of the top-ranked teams in the world, they'll have an out-and-out strike bowler that might be a quick mystery spinner, somebody that does something different. Initially in your early stages of getting yourself in, they are more difficult to face. Don't want to lose wickets in clusters. Continuously try and build. And the target would look after itself. And it changed from player to player. I think during my captaincy or time as captain, a lot of what we were trying to achieve was getting the best out of each and every individual. We didn't try and limit ourselves by setting targets. It was interesting to hear Harry Brook chat with Ian Ward. Mentioned bigger individual scores from some of their batters and bowlers that take wickets, but the individual score thing is an interesting thing for me, because if that's your target, does that take you away from the collective?
Pushing for 2. Loud call of no to finish that over. 5 off, 2-4-7-4. I think in these moments, as a bowling point of view, you're just thinking wickets. 15 overs left. Butler battle at the crease. If you could pick up 2 wickets in the next 6-7 overs, it's a lot easier bowling at those lower order batters at the end than the likes of these 2.
Dear friend, please like and subscribe. Dear friend, please like and subscribe.
Building into this final period of the game, Brody, how long would you wait as a bowler to go away from length? West Indies have gone through a nice period where lines and lengths have been a little bit more consistent, has brought breakthroughs.
You always want it to hold length, in my opinion, till the batter really changed, until there was a scoop or a back away or a tuck inside and try and pick it up over the leg side. I'd try and hold length until the batter made the move, hold my patience. I'd still mess around with cross seam or wobble seam and adjusting the pace a little bit, but not necessarily thinking going from 85 down to 78 until the strike came, until the battle came nearer the death. Butler's not in that mode now. 16 off 17. He's looking to play himself in for a period of time because he knows the damage he can do in the final 6 overs. And as a bowler, you're feeling the pressure now to get him out, because if he's still there at the end of this innings, you're in big trouble. Single brings the 250 up.
Dear friend, please like and subscribe. Hello all friend, please like and subscribe my video. लाइव मैच देखने के लिए सब्सक्राइब एंड लाइक करें, शुक्रिया।
Pushing for 2, they're not going to get it. Another single finishes a pretty decent over. The West Indies 5 off, 2-5-2 for 4.
Dear friend, please like and subscribe my channel. लाइव मैच देखने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक करें, शुक्रिया।
A strong performance so far with the bat by England. Everyone's got a start. Jamie Smith got England off to a flyer, 37 off 24. Duckett carried that on with a nice partnership with Joe Root until he fell for 60 off 48. And Harry Brook hit the ball beautifully, 58 off 45, before he was caught at deep cover. Fine catch on the boundary. Suppose you look at the scorecard, Morgs, and you think, well, no one's gone on and made a big score, but the modern game, you're not necessarily looking for someone to go and stats-wise get 100. You want those contributions that strike rate's really good, that keeps the momentum and the flow of the innings.
Yeah, spot on. You're not discouraging anybody from going on and achieving personal milestones, but it's what impact you can have during different periods of the game. If matchups are in your favour, or a bowler who you've had success against that style and type previously, you're able to take that period of the game on. England haven't necessarily had to do that today. Just with a little bit of wayward bowling from the West Indies has allowed them to get into their work. Yes, they played some brilliant shots along the way, but spot on. Just that major contribution. Still a long way to go. Look at the impact Butler and Bethel could have. Jacks, Overton, Carr still to come.
Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pakistan Bangladesh second T20 match, inshallah.
They hurt. Right into the stomach, beat him for a bit of pace. Skidded off the pitch, Bethel looking to pull the ball down to deep square leg. At 90 miles an hour, previous ball was 83, so a big change. You try and show no pain, but go for a walk, gather your thoughts, a few deep breaths, and hope you use your bat the next ball. Good bit of bowling. Off cutter. Moving the ball away, slightly slower. Shea just hurt himself a little bit here. Did he fall awkwardly? He's trying to stop that ball. a bit of pain earlier in the innings. So he's carried a little bit of an injury into this game, but it was a good off-cut to move the ball away, opened up. Betham gathered it cleanly. Just trapped something in his finger. Glove off straight away.
स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरी लाइव में। और आप सभी लोगों को मैं बता दूं, बड़ा ही शानदार ये मुकाबला चल रहा है। और यदि अभी तक आप सभी लोग हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर ज्वाइन नहीं हुए तो फटाफट से हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल को जाकर ज्वाइन कर लीजिए। टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में और कमेंट बॉक्स में आप सभी लोगों को मिल जाएगा। बहुत से बंदे कमेंट कर रहे हैं कि भाई इस मुकाबले का मैच विनर क्या है और क्या कौन सी टीम इस मुकाबले को जीतेगी, या लंबी यस करें या नोट करें सेशन में। तो गाइस आप सभी लोगों को बता दूं, इस मुकाबले की जितने भी अपडेट हैं, मैच विनर रिपोर्ट, सेशन रिपोर्ट, पिच रिपोर्ट और टॉस रिपोर्ट, सारी की सारी आप सभी लोगों को मैं टेलीग्राम चैनल पर प्रोवाइड करवा दूंगा। तो जाइए फटाफट से हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल को ज्वाइन कर लीजिए। लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में और कमेंट बॉक्स में आप सभी लोगों को मिल जाएगा। और साथ के साथ मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं, मैं हर मैच की प्लेयर और फ्लॉप प्लेयर आप सभी लोगों को बता देता हूं, ताकि आप सभी लोगों को फैंटेसी रिलेटेड भी हेल्प हो जाए और विकेट नोट भी आप सभी लोग उनसे खेल सके। और इस मुकाबले के जो अभी दो खिलाड़ी खेल रहे हैं उनके बारे में भी मैंने अभी बता दिया, उनकी विकेट नोट भी आप लोगों को मैंने टेलीग्राम चैनल पर प्रोवाइड करवा दिया। तो जाकर देखिए फटाफट से, टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन और कमेंट बॉक्स में मिल जाएगा। और जितने भी बंदे यहाँ पर लॉस में और हार कर परेशान है, अपना सारा लॉस कवर करना चाहते हैं, तो आप सभी लोग हमारे साथ जुड़कर सारा लॉस कवर कर सकते हैं, वो भी बिल्कुल फ्री। आप सभी लोगों को किसी को भी कुछ भी पैसे देने की जरूरत नहीं है। जी हाँ गाइस, साथ के साथ मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं, ये मुकाबला जो खेला जा रहा है वो शानदार मुकाबला हो चुका है। अभी फिलहाल इस मुकाबले में अच्छा खासा प्रॉफिट हमें देखने को मिलेगा। और मैं आप सभी लोगों को इस मुकाबले की एंट्रीज भी प्रोवाइड करवाने जा रहा हूं। तो इस मुकाबले की जो एंट्री होगी आप सभी लोग देख सकते हैं, ठीक है, टेलीग्राम चैनल पर प्रोवाइड करवा दिए। भाई कौन सी टीम विन करेगी? अरे भाई इस मुकाबले का विनर यार अभी मैंने पोस्ट किया टेलीग्राम चैनल पर, तो आप सभी लोग जाकर टेलीग्राम चैनल पर इस मुकाबले का विनर देख सकते हैं। अच्छा मैच हो सकता है। और कुछ दिनों से जितने भी जैकपॉट उड़े हैं, जितने भी घोड़े उड़े हैं, वो सब के सब हमने कैश किए हैं। आप सभी लोग ये भी देख सकते हैं। और एक चीज और बता दूं, यदि आप लोगों को चैनल सही ना लगे और ठीक है आप सभी लोगों का लॉस कवर ना हो, तो आप सभी लोग चैनल को लेफ्ट मार सकते हैं तुरंत। तो बिंदास हमारे चैनल से जुड़िए और अपना सारा लॉस कवर कर लीजिए। साथ के साथ मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं, हर मैच की एडवांस प्रेडिक्शन वीडियो भी आप लोगों को प्रोवाइड करवा दी जाती है, प्री मैच एनालिसिस, जिससे आप सभी लोग खुद ही अपने एनालिसिस के हिसाब से प्रॉफिट कर सकते हैं, बिना किसी टिपर के भरोसे रहे, ठीक है, बिना किसी को पैसे दिए। और साथ के साथ में जितने भी बड़े बड़े टिपर हैं, विक्रम सिंह गांधी, साहिल थाला, डरबन दादा, डरबन टकला, जो आप सभी लोगों से पर मैच के 20-20, 30-30 हजार रुपए चार्ज करते हैं, उनकी सभी की पेड रिपोर्ट बिल्कुल फ्री अवेलेबल करवा देता हूं मैं। तो आप सभी लोगों को किसी को भी कुछ भी पैसे देने की जरूरत नहीं है, जब तक आप सभी लोग हमारे चैनल से जुड़े हुए हैं। हर मैच की मैच विनर रिपोर्ट, सेशन रिपोर्ट, टॉस रिपोर्ट बिल्कुल फ्री अवेलेबल करवा दी जाती है। आप लोगों को किसी को भी कुछ भी पैसे देने की जरूरत नहीं है, तो जाकर जुड़ जाइए सभी के सभी हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल से। टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक गाइस डिस्क्रिप्शन में और कमेंट बॉक्स में मिल जाएगा। और ये लिंक ज्यादा देर रहने वाला है नहीं, तो जाकर जुड़ जाइए, क्योंकि कुछ ही समय में आप सभी लोगों को पता है लाइव बंद होने वाली है। तो जाकर जुड़ जाइए सभी के सभी। जितना जल्दी जाएंगे उतना जल्दी आप सभी लोग जुड़ पाएंगे। ज्यादा समय चलने वाला है नहीं ये लाइव, तो जुड़िए फटाफट से, लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में और कमेंट बॉक्स में है। स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरी लाइव में। और आप सभी लोगों को मैं बता दूं, बड़ा ही शानदार ये मुकाबला चल रहा है। और यदि अभी तक आप सभी लोग हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर ज्वाइन नहीं हुए तो फटाफट से हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल को जाकर ज्वाइन कर लीजिए। टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में और कमेंट बॉक्स में आप सभी लोगों को मिल जाएगा। बहुत से बंदे कमेंट कर रहे हैं कि भाई इस मुकाबले का मैच विनर क्या है और क्या कौन सी टीम इस मुकाबले को जीतेगी, या लंबी यस करें या नोट करें सेशन में। तो गाइस आप सभी लोगों को बता दूं, इस मुकाबले की जितने भी अपडेट हैं, मैच विनर रिपोर्ट, सेशन रिपोर्ट, पिच रिपोर्ट और टॉस रिपोर्ट, सारी की सारी आप सभी लोगों को मैं टेलीग्राम चैनल पर प्रोवाइड करवा दूंगा। तो जाइए फटाफट से हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल को ज्वाइन कर लीजिए। लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में और कमेंट बॉक्स में आप सभी लोगों को मिल जाएगा। और साथ के साथ मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं, मैं हर मैच की प्लेयर और फ्लॉप प्लेयर आप सभी लोगों को बता देता हूं, ताकि आप सभी लोगों को फैंटेसी रिलेटेड भी हेल्प हो जाए और विकेट नोट भी आप सभी लोग उनसे खेल सके। और इस मुकाबले के जो अभी दो खिलाड़ी खेल रहे हैं उनके बारे में भी मैंने अभी बता दिया, उनकी विकेट नोट भी आप लोगों को मैंने टेलीग्राम चैनल पर प्रोवाइड करवा दिया। तो जाकर देख देखिए फटाफट से टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन और कमेंट बॉक्स में मिल जाएगा। और जितने भी बंदे यहाँ पर लॉस में और हार कर परेशान है, अपना सारा लॉस कवर करना चाहते हैं, तो आप सभी लोग हमारे साथ जुड़कर सारा लॉस कवर कर सकते हैं, वो भी बिल्कुल फ्री। आप सभी लोगों को किसी को भी कुछ भी पैसे देने की जरूरत नहीं है। जी हाँ गाइस, साथ के साथ मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं, ये मुकाबला जो खेला जा रहा है वो शानदार मुकाबला हो चुका है। अभी फिलहाल इस मुकाबले में अच्छा खासा प्रॉफिट हमें देखने को मिलेगा और मैं आप सभी लोगों को इस मुकाबले की एंट्रीज भी प्रोवाइड करवाने जा रहा हूं। तो इस मुकाबले की जो एंट्री होगी आप सभी लोग देख सकते हैं, ठीक है, टेलीग्राम चैनल पर प्रोवाइड करवा दिए। भाई कौन सी टीम विन करेगी? अरे भाई इस मुकाबले का विनर यार अभी मैंने पोस्ट किया टेलीग्राम चैनल पर, तो आप सभी लोग जाकर टेलीग्राम चैनल पर इस मुकाबले का विनर देख सकते हैं। अच्छा मैच हो सकता है और कुछ दिनों से जितने भी जैकपॉट उड़े हैं, जितने भी घोड़े उड़े हैं, वो सब के सब हमने कैश किए हैं। आप सभी लोग ये भी देख सकते हैं। सही ना लगे और ठीक है, आप सभी लोगों को लॉस कवर ना हो तो आप सभी लोग चैनल को लेफ्ट मार सकते हैं तुरंत। तो बिंदास हमारे चैनल से जुड़िए और अपना सारा लॉस कवर कर लीजिए। साथ के साथ मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं, हर मैच की एडवांस प्रेडिक्शन वीडियो भी आप लोगों को प्रोवाइड करवा दी जाती है, प्री मैच एनालिसिस, जिससे आप सभी लोग खुद ही अपने एनालिसिस के हिसाब से प्रॉफिट कर सकते हैं बिना किसी टिपर के भरोसे रहे, ठीक है, बिना किसी को पैसे दिए। और साथ के साथ में जितने भी बड़े बड़े टिपर हैं, विक्रम सिंह गांधी, साहिल थाना, डरबन दादा, डरबन टकला, जो आप सभी लोगों से पर मैच के 20-20, 30-30 हजार रुपए चार्ज करते हैं, उनकी सभी की पेड रिपोर्ट बिल्कुल फ्री अवेलेबल करवा देता हूं मैं।